In Parshat Eikev, Moses delivers a timeless message to the Israelites as they stand on the cusp of the Promised Land. This moment is monumental, a culmination of years of wandering, trials, and divine guidance. The Israelites, having endured the hardships of the desert, are now poised to enter a land flowing with milk and honey, a land promised to their ancestors. Moses, their steadfast leader, stands before them, not just as a guide, but as a prophet, a teacher, and a father figure. His words are imbued with a deep sense of urgency and love as he seeks to prepare them for the challenges and blessings that lie ahead. He emphasizes the profound rewards of obeying God's commandments. These commandments are not mere rules, but a covenant, a sacred agreement between God and his people. By adhering to these divine laws, the Israelites are promised a life of abundance and peace. Moses speaks of a land where the rains will fall in their season, ensuring bountiful harvests. He describes a society where justice and righteousness prevail, where the weak are protected and the stranger is welcomed. The commandments are a blueprint for a harmonious and prosperous community, a reflection of divine will on earth. Prosperity, fertility, and protection from enemies are just a few of the blessings promised to those who remain faithful. Moses paints a vivid picture of a land where the fields are lush and green, where the vineyards are heavy with grapes, and the olive trees are laden with fruit. He speaks of homes filled with laughter and joy, of children playing in safety, and of communities coming together in celebration. But these blessings are not automatic. They are contingent upon the people's faithfulness to God. Moses reminds them that their success is not due to their own strength or wisdom, but to God's grace and favor. Moses also takes a stroll down memory lane, reminding the Israelites of their wilderness journey. He recounts the trials and tribulations they faced, the moments of doubt and despair, and the miraculous interventions that sustained them. The desert was a place of testing, a crucible in which their faith was forged. It was in the wilderness that they learned to rely on God, to trust in his provision, and to follow his guidance. Moses speaks of the times when they were hungry and God provided manna from heaven, when they were thirsty and he brought forth water from a rock. These experiences were not just about survival. They were lessons in humility and dependence on divine providence. He speaks of God's guidance, the miraculous manna, and the lessons in humility and reliance on divine providence. The manna, a daily reminder of God's care, taught the Israelites to live one day at a time, to trust that their needs would be met. It was a lesson in faith, a call to look beyond the material and to see the hand of God in every aspect of their lives. Moses reminds them that their journey was not just a physical one, but a spiritual odyssey, a path that led them closer to God. The wilderness was a place of transformation where they were shaped and molded into a people ready to inherit the Promised Land. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Moses is acutely aware of the challenges that lie ahead. The Promised Land, while a place of great potential, is also a land of great temptation. The Israelites will encounter cultures and practices that are foreign to them, and the risk of assimilation and idolatry is real. Moses warns them of the dangers of complacency, of forgetting the lessons of the past, and of turning away from God. He speaks of the consequences of disobedience, of the curses that will follow if they abandon their covenant. His words are a sobering reminder that the journey is far from over, and that vigilance and faithfulness are required at every step. Moses warns against the dangers of forgetfulness and pride. He knows that success can breed arrogance, that prosperity can lead to a sense of self-sufficiency. He cautions the Israelites to remember that their achievements are not their own, but gifts from God. He speaks of the importance of humility, of recognizing their dependence on divine grace. Moses urges them to keep their eyes fixed on God, to remember the source of their blessings, and to walk in gratitude and reverence. He knows that pride can lead to downfall, that forgetting God can result in disaster. His warnings are a call to remain grounded, to stay true to their faith, and to honor their covenant with God. Success in the Promised Land isn't a license for arrogance, but a reminder of God's unwavering promise and the need for gratitude. Moses speaks of the importance of giving thanks, of recognizing the hand of God in every blessing. He encourages the Israelites to cultivate a spirit of gratitude, to offer praise and thanksgiving for the abundance they will receive. Gratitude, he explains, is a way of keeping their hearts aligned with God, of staying connected to the source of their blessings. It is a practice that fosters humility, that reminds them of their dependence on divine grace. Moses' message is clear. True success is not measured by wealth or power, but by a heart that is grateful and a life that is faithful to God. He doesn't shy away from their past mistakes either, recounting the golden calf incident. This moment of collective failure when the Israelites turned to idolatry in Moses' absence serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of losing sight of God. Moses speaks of the pain and disappointment he felt, of the anger of God, and of the consequences that followed. But he also speaks of repentance, of the opportunity to turn back to God, to seek forgiveness, and to renew their commitment to the covenant. The golden calf incident is a lesson in the importance of vigilance, of staying true to their faith, and of the need for constant self-examination and repentance. Yet through this, Moses highlights God's incredible mercy and forgiveness, urging the people to uphold the covenant with renewed devotion. He speaks of the compassion of God, of his willingness to forgive and to restore. Moses reminds the Israelites that no matter how far they may stray, they can always return to God, that his mercy is boundless and his love is unwavering. This message of hope and redemption is a cornerstone of Moses' teachings, a reminder that the covenant is not just a set of rules, but a relationship, a bond of love and trust between God and his people. Moses calls the Israelites to embrace this relationship, to walk in faithfulness, and to uphold the covenant with all their heart and soul. Finally, Moses reiterates the significance of the second tablets and the commandments inscribed upon them. These tablets, given after the golden calf incident, are a symbol of God's enduring commitment to his people. They represent a fresh start, a renewed covenant, and a reaffirmation of the divine laws that are to guide their lives. Moses speaks of the importance of these commandments, of their role in shaping a just and righteous society. He urges the Israelites to study them, to teach them to their children, and to live by them every day. The commandments are not just rules, but a path to a life of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. He calls the Israelites to love and serve God with all their heart and soul, promising that such devotion will bring rain, fruitful harvests, and victory over their enemies. Moses speaks of a life that is centered on God, of a heart that is devoted to his service. He describes the blessings that will flow from such a life, of the abundance that will come to those who walk in faithfulness. The rains will fall, the crops will grow, and the land will yield its bounty. The enemies will be defeated, and peace will reign. Moses' vision is one of a harmonious and prosperous society, a community that is blessed because it is faithful to God. Parshat Eikev is a powerful reminder of gratitude, humility, and the blessings that flow from faithfulness to God's commandments. It is a call to remember the past, to learn from it, and to walk in the ways of the divine. Moses' words are timeless, a message that resonates across the ages. They speak to the heart of what it means to be in a relationship with God, to live a life that is grounded in faith, and to embrace the blessings that come from walking in his ways. Parshat Eikev is a testament to the enduring power of faith, a reminder that no matter where we are on our journey, we are always called to return to God, to seek his guidance, and to live in accordance with his will. Let's embrace Moses' message and walk in the ways of the divine. Let us remember the lessons of the past, the blessings of the present, and the promises of the future. Let us cultivate a spirit of gratitude, a heart of humility, and a life of faithfulness. As we journey through our own deserts and towards our own promised lands, let us keep our eyes fixed on God, trusting in his provision and walking in his ways. Parshat Eikev is not just a story of a people long ago, but a call to each of us, a reminder that we are all part of a greater story, a divine narrative that calls us to live with purpose, with faith, and with love.